Shame is one of the biggest blocks that we all have, and it all started in childhood. And I would say 90% of my clientele, me included, struggled with shame the most. Shame seems like this hardcore curse of you can never talk about your shame because you're ashamed of it. But the way to clear shame is to talk about it so that it no longer has a hold over you, and it's like this secret thing that only you know and nobody can ever find out about this shameful thing. But through experience and through teaching a lot of people about this, I can very confidently say talking about the shame kills the shame. Shame and guilt can feel very similar, but guilt is I did something bad and now I feel guilty for it. But shame is I'm bad. I was born wrong. Who I am that creates the shame. Shame makes you believe you can't trust anything that feels good. It's bullshit, and it makes us feel like shit, and it's just this shame block talking shit. Shame will stop us pursuing any pleasure in life because we don't feel good enough to receive it, we don't feel worthy, we don't feel like we deserve it. If you're living in not enough, that's part of the shame block. Shame makes us not be able to set a boundary. Shame makes us fucking codependent. Shame makes us live in scarcity, like everything good is running out. What we want doesn't want us back. Shame leaves us with a fear of abandonment. Shame makes us feel responsible for everything and everybody else's feelings because it's our fault somehow. Basically, shame's a bitch that can rule your life for a very fucking long time, because it did for me. This is why I speak so loudly about these things, because most likely the shame is not yours to carry. Most likely somebody shamed you for something that you didn't even know was shameful, because it probably wasn't. Now you've been carrying that shame like a weight on your shoulders your whole life, and it's time to put it down. Shame is a direct block to pleasure in life, any kind of pleasure. And I want you to have the most amazing, pleasurable life in the world, so let's clear that shame. Shame happens when something bad happens and you internalize it and say, well, this is my fault, I must just be bad. I must be the factor here that has made this shameful thing happen. Any kind of sexual abuse, any form of pursuing your pleasure as a child that you were shamed for, parents catch you kissing someone, self-pleasure in any form. I took them out to your parents as gay and that was rejected. Just discovering yourself as a child and parents saying, stop that, don't do that, that's dirty, that's naughty, blah blah blah. Even just pursuing your fun and pleasure in any form, swinging on a swing, for me laying in a hammock, go and read the second chapter of my free ebook, my story's in there. Feeling bad or people making you feel bad for doing the thing that felt really right and good for you. Now, the opposite of shame is pride. A really good way to clear this shame, well, number one, tell the shame story to a trusted friend. You can make an anonymous account on any social media, on Reddit, and just tell your story. You can write your story in a journal with no filters. Write it as if somebody else is going to read it. You don't have to show anyone, but you will articulate your story in a lot more detail to process the shame. But another really good way is to do the things that you said you were going to do but never did. This way we show up for ourselves, we have pride in ourselves, and we trust ourselves not to abandon ourselves. So when you say, I'm going to start eating healthy, I'm going to start going to the gym, and you don't do that and you don't show up for yourself and no call and no show, that little fucking shame voice in your head said, see, told you, you're not good enough to do this, someone like you will never get this, you haven't even finished those things, so why did you think you'd be able to start a new thing, blah blah fucking blah, and we believe it. So the way to shut that shame voice up is to do the things we said we were going to do. So write a list of all the things you said you were ever going to do, but you never did. Eating healthy, going to the gym, learning to drive, finishing that course that you started, setting a boundary, going on holiday. There can be big things and there can be small things. But once you've got your list, this part's very important, cross off what you actually no longer want to do anymore. Don't let that have a hold over you. If you actually don't want to finish that course that you started because you don't like it anymore, just cross it off the list. Shame will fall away from those ones. The things you still have on the list, give yourself a time extension for. If you don't want to start going to the gym yet, 30 days from now, put a reminder on your phone and show up for yourself in 30 days. You don't have to do the thing then. Ideally you would, but if it's not the right time, put another reminder on your phone. I'll come back to this in another 10 days, 20 days. The more you show up for yourself, the more the shame dies and the pride grows. Because a lot of the time when shame is ruling our life, we can't show up for ourselves because we don't feel good enough, we don't feel worthy, we don't feel deserving. But when we do show up for ourselves and do the things we said we were going to do and are filled with pride, move from living in not enough to enough or more than enough. We can ask for more because we feel worthy of receiving it. We can set a boundary very easily because we know what we want and what we don't want. We're no longer codependent, relying on other people to make us feel worthy because we make ourselves feel worthy. When you receive what you've asked for, you know you deserve every last little bit of it. You deserve every single good thing that comes to you in life. You deserve to receive the things that you want. It's changing that belief so that you know you are worthy to receive. So what are you going to put on your list? Go and grab a pen, go and grab your journal, or just a random piece of paper. What are the things you said you were going to do and you never did? Write them down. The things you don't want to do anymore, cross them off with pride. Things you do still want to do, give yourself a time extension. Show up for yourself. Prove to yourself that you are worth showing up for. After this, your standards are going to get a lot higher and your life is going to get a lot better. If you want to work through this shame block with me, I have a course that starts on the 7th of March, or we can work one-to-one together. Send me a message if you want any info or pop your questions in the comments and I will come back to answer them.